going to talk about changing and show you how to change a tire on your wheelchair. This is probably one of the most basic maintenance issues that any wheelchair user has to deal with, and it is definitely something that you should know how to do yourself. If you have basic hand function and strength, there is no reason that you can't handle changing your own tires. And changing your own tires goes far beyond just changing it when you get a flat. I think in 20 years in a wheelchair I've had a flat maybe one time. But what you really need to know how to change your tires for is just, as you know, tires wear out every 3 to 4 months. You're changing tires, and to be able to do that yourself rather than having to go in to have it done is extremely useful. So we'll get started. This tire is actually inflated, so we're going to pretend that we are changing a tire just to change it as a wore-out tire. First thing you're going to do is take off the valve stem and let the air out of the tire. What I use to do that with is just what's called a quick stick. You can use, there's another more conventional tire levers, as they call them. You can buy either of these at any bicycle shop. Now, with a quick stick is what I prefer, and it's a real easy way to remove your tire. What you should do is go 180 degrees out from the valve stem, and then you are going to take the quick stick and insert it, kind of roll the tire back from the rim, insert the quick stick, and pop the tire over the rim. Then get a good grip on the tire and the quick stick and give it a pull. And you are going to be able to pull it all the way around and unseat the tire from the rim. Next step, you're going to reach inside, again 180 degrees out from the valve stem, roll the tire over. You are going to grab the tube and pull the tube out of the tire. Over and remove your tube. At this point, then you can take your tire and lift it off, and the tire will come right off of the rim. So now, if you're actually repairing a flat that you have, one of the things that you'll want to do is inspect your tire and look for whether it's a thorn, piece of glass. Don't sweep through it with your fingers. That is not the way you want to find a piece of glass. If you have a rag or something, wipe through your tire and just do a good visual inspection to try to find out what it was that punctured your tire. Once you have that all set, or if you're just putting on a new tire, you're ready to reinstall. At that point, you're going to take and put the tire, one side of the bead onto the rim, and work it around. You're going to want to do that to where the open side is opposite the push rim. Then you're going to go to find where your hole is for the valve stem. You're going to take your tube, roll the tire back, and you start with putting the valve stem in first and pulling the tire over. Then you're going to work your way around from the valve stem with your thumbs and insert the tire, insert the tube into the tire. If you're using a new tube and new tire, one of the things that can help immensely through this process, it may sound funny, but is using a little bit of baby powder. And if you baby powder up your hands and wipe over the tube, and even wipe over the inside of the tire, it helps reduce the friction, it slides better, and you don't have to worry about pinching your tube. Once you get the tube inserted, then you're going to go to the valve stem, and you're going to start there. You're going to start with your thumbs to push the bead back over the edge of the rim, seating it onto the tire. You'll probably find that you're going to have to do it a couple of times. Let some air out again. Now, you're going to find that when you get just about to the end, it's going to get really tough to push the tire back onto the rim. The reason being is this bead on the tire, that with the tension on it, that's what holds the pressure in your tire once you inflate it. Now, there is a tool made called a tire jack that you can buy again at any bicycle shop. It's made by Cool Stop, and you'll be able to find it anywhere. This is really, really handy for this last part of installing the tire, versus many people find themselves in a bad habit. They use a tire lever or tire iron, spoons, knives, and will stick it up inside here and try to pry the tire back onto the rim. Bad idea. you're going to end up, chances are, puncturing your tube again, pinching it between the tire lever and the side of the rim. What this does is, rather than pry the tire over, you take the one side with the slot and put it onto the rim, and the other side has a little ledge that grabs the bead of the tire and lifts it up and puts it over the edge of the rim without pinching, because it actually lifts it on. So you can work your way the last little bit, and then you're going to find that you get your tire right back onto the rim. Now, one very important thing that you want to do before you put air in the tire is go back to that valve stem, and you're going to push the valve stem all the way in that you can and pull it back down. This lifts up the seal and where the valve stem connects to the tube and pushes it up into the tire and pulls it back down, so you're ensuring that it's not pinched between the bead. Because if it's pinched, you're going to inflate it, and in a matter of an hour or two, you're going to have a flat tire again. That's it. Simple maintenance, and you're ready to go. Put air in your tire, put it back on your wheelchair, and you're all set.